Go. Hi, Miss Coos.
Hi, it's Coos.
This is Alex Huang from Block 2.
Yeah, you know me, 4th block. No, actually 3rd block.
Alright. And here, we're here to make up our Socratic seminar discussion. And here you go.
Let's start.
Alright, from chapter 1, chapter 1 was mainly about Nick, who's the narrator of the story. And
he's like describing himself and his family, like his backgrounds, and yeah, it's pretty, I would say ironic that he says that he's not judgmental, but he is actually judgmental according to his words. And he's also saying, like, trying to say that he's the most honest person that will ever read about or something like that. But, like, the story is built on, like, lies, so, like, we can't really trust him on that. And it's only, like, listening to a story from, like only one side of the story. So, yeah, that's what I picked up from the chapter.
Well, interestingly, Nick's background is pretty well put together. His family owns a business, and then they've been doing that for around 3 generations. And Nick himself went to Yale, which is a pretty good school at the time. But he decided to move to West Egg instead of East Egg. I guess he was going through trying to find a new profession and just be away from his hometown, and then try to see what he can develop for himself.
And like, I also feel like the reason why he like moves to the West Egg, because, well, it kind of like, it aligns more to his characteristic, because, well, and also like the people at that time in the West Eggs are more like a partying partying people, and they're also like the new money, so they spend a lot of money. They like focus everything on like social classes and like spending more money, showing that they're wealthy, trying to be like pretentious and fake. But like on the other hand, the East Egg part of the area is more of the old wealth. They're more conservative, they're frugal, and they're more careful about their money. So I feel like the West Egg would serve his characteristic more. Do you have anything to say?
Well, I agree what you just mentioned about West Egg, but those characteristics are not the reason that Nick has decided to move to West Egg. He's, according to what I read in the book, I can conclude that I can presume that Nick is a very faithful and loyal person. Of how he think about when he heard his friend's affair over his cousin Daisy. So the reason he moved to West Egg is not the reason because it's a partying and.
But not like that. But I feel like he made like it's like kind of suits the situation. It kind of suits him too. I don't know. Don't you think?
The reason he moved to West Egg is not definitely about the drinking and then the partying part.
Oh, yeah.
The reason I think that he moved to West Egg is mainly because of studying, education, and because the fact that he wanted to make his own life choice, not thinking about his.
So why don't you think he can't do that in the East Egg?
Because
they're not giving him opportunities.
Yeah, and then when you're around your parents, there's a lot of things that you can do independently, while you just stay here, while you're staying by yourself. And I know that by fact since I am away from my parents. Okay. By the way.
Oh, I have a question for you.
Yes.
What is the first thing Daisy says in the novel? Oh, I'll just like read you the quote though. I'm paralyzed with happiness. What do you think that's saying, that quote?
I feel like she was being sort of ironic, because paralyzed, like,
doesn't really go with happiness.
Yeah, and plus, and in the situation that she in, like, she knew that his husband was having an affair with someone else, and there's but she probably doesn't care because since Daisy's a person who goes for man's wealth, and then power, and that's why she later on she choose Tom over Gatsby.
Patio door open.
Oh, and I feel like this also describes her characters as a very like shallow person, because she like mentioned once in the book that like, well, in the first chapter of course, that she's glad that the child her child is a girl, and then is like a pretty like little fool, like a beautiful little fool, something like that. So I feel like she's trying to also it also like portrays that in that period of time, the roaring 20s, education is not like a huge deal for women, because like people don't really women are not educated, and they don't even care about being educated. All they do, like in this like movie, in this book, it portrays that all they do is like staying home, not really doing anything, and not even like their like top priority is just being beautiful. That's what I think.
Alright, so just little further discussion into those, and well, like at the later chapter, Gatsby was secretly planning a reunion with Daisy, and he reveals his secret plan to Nick if Nick was feeling okay to help him out. What do you think that Nick agreed on to his Gatsby's plan?
Okay, first of all, we had this discussion before, and then I gathered some new ideas. So what we came up with is that you said that Nick is pretty like honest person, and what he sees through Gatsby's is just like Gatsby's really faithful to Daisy, and he has always loved her. That's why like Nick wanted to help, and also Daisy once loved Gatsby for who he really is, not because of his wealth or anything. That's why like Nick, I think that's why Nick wants to help. Do you have any things to add to that?
Well, I do. So after Gatsby and then Nick had their reunion going on, Nick was pretty satisfied of what he saw, because he knew that his cousin Daisy was having a hard time with Tom, and then he really tried to like help her out, and then he knew that Gatsby's the one who would do better and then make Daisy's life much happier.
Yeah, oh, I have a question for you too. Why is the darkness unquiet from the last sentence of chapter 1?
The reason dark is quiet is that because it always reveals, it always shows in our life, and
It's like when you go to sleep, but then
Yeah.
you don't know what's going to happen, and then you can't go to sleep because you're stressed. That's why it's unquiet, because if it is quiet, you'll be able to go to sleep, I feel like.
so
That's what it is.
they're two opposite things that doesn't match with each other.
Yeah, true. It's like, I don't know, is it like juxtaposition, or if it's an oxymoron? I think it's an oxymoron. Like when two ideas are like contrasting, like the wording are like really close to each other. Yeah, I think it's oxymoron.
So the motifs keep coming in the story is irony, and like first irony like thing that I instantly come up with was which is Gatsby's car. Gatsby's car represent his wealth and power, and then all he has successfully made, but that car he representing his power became the reason to kill him. So I thought it was ironic. Did you realize any ironic stuff in this book?
That's a good question. Yeah, from chapter 4, I think, yeah, it talks about when, I think Nick or someone is describing Gatsby, and it's a part of a dialogue, but it's saying that Gatsby is really good with women, and he will never ever like get involved with his friends' girls, or like the people who he was close with. Yeah, I think, yeah, that's pretty ironic, because he was having an affair with Daisy, and that's contrasting. And also, Yeah, and then another motif that I found, it's another theme that I found is like religion, because religion, well, there are a lot of appeals in ethos, like when Nick's saying like God can see through this, like using God's eyes and like having faith, but I feel like religion is hindered by like social classes, and people are focusing more on being wealthy, pursuing American dreams, instead of like trusting God, doing good things, or at least like holding the beliefs of like Puritanism that they was inherited from the European countries. Yeah, I feel like it's pretty hindered. Like religion is not a big part, and if religion is not a big part in the story, I feel like the moral status and everything is even not even important too.
Alright, so as we almost into conclusion of our discussion, so in terms of Gatsby, how do you define how would you define American dream?
Oh, for me, after I read the book, I feel like American dreams for the people in the book, and also for people nowadays too, is like being wealthy, being able to, yeah, be rich, and also because of social media and everything that's portraying the perfect picture of a person, it's making it more important for a person to become wealthy, to have all those images, and to be able to live in a society that they feel like they're not an outsider. Yeah, I feel like the American dream is about being wealthy, even through hard work or not. And American dream is not really realistic. What do you think?
Yes, I actually have same thing going in my mind. When we think about American dream, it's all about being equal, like having a freedom of speech, freedom of earning money, that of how how much effort you put in something, and that's all the dreams when foreigners visit this country. But unreal, but what's unrealistic about it is that no one can ever will clear their past completely. This because that's the reason why after even Gatsby made all this money and wealth, he couldn't get along with Daisy, because since the way they live in their life is very different, and that's why the story has to be ended in a tragic way.
And also, leaning more towards the history side, I feel like there's no such thing as freedom of speech, because well, even in like history, there's something like Smith Act of 1940. There's something like Alien Sedition Act, Espionage Act. Though all these three things acts restrict a person from having freedom of speech, and also there's no such thing as like desegregation. I feel like, because even though after blacks are desegregated, were desegregated, the blacks, I mean the unemployment rate of the blacks just always has been going up ever since. So I don't feel like American dreams of having the same opportunities and like being like everyone is equal is so not untrue. It's so not true. Sorry.
All right. Do you have any more to say?
No.
All right. I guess that's it for our
discussion.
Socratic discussion, and I hope you have a great weekend. See you on Tuesday.
Bye, Scoots.